This is Baxter Colburn, host of Verse of the Day. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters, here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you are done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Your Life Matters, where we talk about dreaming big and dreaming bold to reach your wildest dreams in both your health and your happiness. A new show comes out every single Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Your Life Matters. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Hello, friend. I hope that you are doing well. And I am coming at you with an episode today that I was talking to Eric about this and just excited and proud, reflecting. And he was telling me he was proud of me. And then I said, do you think this is something that I should share on Rewritten? And right away he said, yes. So here I am, completely vulnerable, completely being transparent, and inviting you into my story, inviting you into my year. It's taken a full year, and inviting you to see what this has done for me. Now, before I tell you what this is, I don't think that this is for everybody. This was just right for me. So as I share this story, it was a personal choice, and it's not a personal choice that Eric made, and it's totally fine. It has nothing to do with the choices of others, but it's the choices you make yourself. You cannot control other people. You cannot force your beliefs on other people, and it shouldn't really be about that. It should be, if you want to grow in relationships, grow as a human, you have to take a look in the mirror. You can try to change other people. You can try to tell them what to do and say what they need, but we have to come from a place of how can I get better? How can I develop my character? How can I role model? And so that's where I'm coming from today. I don't think that, again, I'm not projecting this onto you. I don't think that this is the route that you need to take if it's not. So anyway, here we go. Let's just put it out there. I have been sober for 1 year. Yes, I'm pregnant, but this started before I was pregnant. So last March, I went to a seminar. I went to a conference, let's call it Unleash the Power Within, with Tony Robbins, and it was amazing. They say life will never be the same, and it's so true. I had really difficult moments. I had amazing moments. I walked on fire. In fact, that's really where the life of this podcast started to breathe. This is where the seed was really planted. I had people saying I should start a podcast, but it was at Unleash the Power Within that I knew this is the direction that I wanted to go, and Rewritten started shortly after. So I was at Unleash the Power Within, and on the third day is called Transformation Day. And I've heard it's brutal. I heard it was hard. And I heard you just have to go all in. Don't hold back. Go all in. And this Dickens process is so hard. It is so emotionally tolling. And it is something, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's honestly the worst pain I've ever felt in my whole life. And it wasn't even real, which is so crazy. And actually, Eric went to Unleash the Power Within in Chicago a couple months later, and that was my advice to him, is go all in, play all out, don't hold back. And he said the Dickens process was hands down the hardest thing he's experienced, and it's not even real, and I'll explain that in a second. So, on Transformation Day, the Dickens process, what you do is you play into your limiting fears, that you're not enough, you're not loved, whatever, and you play it out for hours. The lights are off, your eyes are closed. Tony is almost meditating you through this horrendous experience, and everyone's going through their own experience. Everyone has their own limiting beliefs. People have their own fears. And so you hear around you the agony of people wailing because they're playing into it. It was so difficult. And for me, I was playing into it. And what I found at the end of my Dickens process is that I have a fear of my family abandoning me. That one day I'll wake up and everyone will be gone. And what I'm associating that with is alcohol. So in that Dickens process, this has been something that has happened in my childhood, actually. And so when I think of alcohol now, I think of the pain I went through the Dickens process, even though it wasn't real. I played out my life 20 years from now of, okay, yeah, your family left you. What is life like now? You're alone, you're this. And it just kept getting worse and worse. So that is the very moment I decided for me, because of that Dickens process, that it is too painful to take a sip of alcohol. Now, I didn't think I was an alcoholic or anything like that. I didn't even drink that much. I did in college, but as of late, I guess, before this Dickens process, it wasn't a constant thing. We don't even have alcohol in our house usually. And if you do, again, hey, this is my story. That's just something that Eric and I don't do. We're not casual wine drinkers. So for me, I decided, okay, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol. And I need to tell you something. It was hard. It was easy and hard all at the same time because I associated drinking alcohol with personal pain of the fear of the future. And you have to, when you go through the Dickens process, yours is probably not going to be associated with alcohol. Mine just happened to be, right? So the challenging things that I experienced this last year, the fear of missing out, I'm not having as much fun, or we went to Mexico, an all expense paid, all inclusive resort, all the alcohol's included. And I went there, I went to weddings, went to a ton of wineries, breweries, celebrated birthdays, celebrated milestones, was around other people that were drinking. And I think I had one fear tied to this, that people were going to make a big deal about it, or they were going to try and pressure me, or not respect that this was my decision. And actually, I was blown away by the fact, and I don't know why that surprised me, because I surround myself with really good people. I surround myself with people who value relationships. I surround myself with people who are respectful. And I think I was just expecting to have more questions or people not understand. That made me really proud this year of looking back and looking at all the support that I had from family, from friends, when I would say, oh, I don't drink anymore, or I'm not drinking, and just how wonderful they were. And that just speaks large volumes of the people I surround myself with, because I don't know if that would have been the case years ago. And I am so thankful for that. It was moments at the wineries and the celebrations that I felt like these people are having more fun than me for a second. And then I thought, no, wait, alcohol doesn't associate with fun. It's my attitude. And so that was a really cool learning moment for myself of, I can have just as much fun with or without alcohol. It's just where my mind is at. So I was able to process through that. And then a third thing was, okay, Julianne, so you want to have temporary fun and you think fun equals alcohol in this moment. How will you feel the next morning? Not hungover, that's not what I'm talking about, not the effects of alcohol, but how will you feel emotionally? How will you feel mentally from, setting this goal, putting it out there? It matters to you. You have grown so much. You went to this Unleash the Power Within. That was your biggest breakthrough. How will you feel if you throw in the towel for a temptation, temporary quote unquote fun? You're going to feel miserable. You are going to feel so disappointed. And so I really went with the feeling of, I'm going to feel accomplished. I'm going to wake up proud. I'm going to look back and think, man, I had more willpower and want power than I ever knew. And I can get through it. And with each day, with each week, with each month, it was really social gatherings, to be honest. At home, it was no big deal. It was more social gatherings. But every time I left a social gathering feeling completely fine and proud, it just gave me the confidence that I can do this. And a lot of times when I make my mind up to something, I make my mind up because it matters to me. I'm not just setting goals to set goals. I'm not just committing to commit. When I commit to something, it's purposeful and it's to build my character. It's to help me. So it has been a journey, my friends, of being sober for an entire year. It went so fast and I'm so proud, and I just know I have all the confidence of this is the right choice for me. So maybe you're looking in your life needing to set some boundaries, some guidelines, make some tough decisions, and maybe you're really struggling with, I don't want to miss out. I don't want to be questioned. But I was just thinking, if anyone were to question me about this, it's not their life. And if they can't respect the decisions that I'm making for myself to be healthier and happier in my own way, it's not right. And that's on them. So if you are finding yourself in this pull to make a decision, I am rooting for you. I know that the temporary is so hard. I know the temptations are there. I know the fear. But I have to tell you, looking back, I am so proud because I would rather live into my potential than live into limitation. And for me, that was associated with alcohol because of generations of my family that have struggled with that. And I want to be the chain breaker. I want to be different. And that matters more to me 7 generations after me than a temporary night out with friends. So I still go out with friends. They still drink. I don't judge them for drinking because it's not about me when they're making choices. I love that they love wine. I love that they love beer. I did too. I can still have so much fun with the people that I love without drinking. And the biggest piece is that they can have so much fun with me without drinking because it's not about that. That is not where our fun is built. That is not where our friendship is built. And that really taught me so much this year. I'm really, really grateful for that. I would love for you to share this with a friend or just send me a message on how this spoke to you because I think I've made a couple of posts about it, but it's just been my walk and I need to talk about it more of I don't drink alcohol, and that's really what I would say is, I don't drink anymore. And I would get sparkling water with some lime at the bar and feel really proud. And it's just been a really cool experience to go through, a very positive one. And if you are in that middle, like I said, I'm here for you. So please screenshot this, upload it, tag me, either the Rewritten Society and at Julianne Condia. Oh, friend, I am so grateful you listen. I'm linking arms with you. I'm cheering you on in life. Whatever boundaries you need to set, whatever decisions you need to make, you are strong enough to make them. And yes, temptation will be there. Sacrifice will be required. But it's the person you are becoming. And for me, I needed to rewrite my story with alcohol. It has affected my family for years and generations. I wanted to be the chain breaker, and I am. All right, friend, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next week.